So, here we go again. So here's your data. This is your St. Petersburg, Florida temperatures. Your lowest and your highest temperatures are here. If you subtract them, that's your range. The median is the middle number of all the data. We call this quartile 2. Now what you do is when you get quartile 2, this is going to be, you have to add these up and divide by 2, you get 76. What you've done is you've broken your data into two parts. This is 50% of your data and this is the other 50%. So what you're going to do is find the median of the lower half. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 numbers here. The median of the lower half is you'd have to add these two up and divide by 2. So the median of the lower half is called quartile 1, and that number is going to be 66. And then you're going to find the median of the upper half, which is right in the middle of these two, which is 84. Well, 84 and 84. The middle number is 84. So the median of the upper half we call quartile 3, and this is 84. So what you have here, you have a median, and a median. This median is called quartile 1, this is called quartile 2, and this is called quartile 3. This is your lowest, your highest. So you have 3 medians. Now the quartile range is the difference. This is Q1 is here, and Q3 is here. The difference between Q3 and Q1 is called your interquartile range. So how do you make a box and whisker plot? This is what you do. First, you're going to draw a number line that is going to be able to fit all of your data on one number line. So what's your smallest number is 62. So let's go from 50 to, we can do 100. 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, and 100. So step 1 is to create a line that'll be able to fit everything on it. Now, what you want to do is you want to plot your lowest and your highest, your greatest number on above this number line. So your smallest number is 62. So what you're going to do is put a dot at 62 and a dot at 86. These are going to make your whiskers. Now, you're going to plot your 3 quartiles. So quartile 1, we figured out to be 66. Quartile 2, which is the median of the whole data, was 76. And quartile 3 was 84. Okay, so what you do is you're going to make a box with your 3 quartiles, just like that, and then these are called your whiskers. What you have here is you have 4 regions. This is the first 25% of your data. This is the second 25%. This is the third 25%, and this is the last 25%. So if you wanted to compare two of the data, I would make this like St. Petersburg. And then down here I would do Key West. Key West. And I would create another box and whisker underneath here, and then you can compare your data. You can say the average, the median for St. Petersburg might be higher or lower, or whatever you want to do. You here what they have, it says the range in the interquartile range showed the temperature varying less at Key West than at St. Petersburg. The temperature at Key West are generally higher. So what you're going to do is use these box and whiskers to compare data. Everyone okay with that? Box and whiskers. And back here is an example of what a nice box and whisker looks like. So let's talk about it. So notice how the number line was created. So you could actually answer some questions like what's the lowest if this is, whatever it is talking about, you could tell me what's the lowest value. What would you say it is?
50.
56. What would you say the highest is?
86.
86. What would you say the median is?
73.
73 would be good. What would you say the first quartile is?
61.
61, and then 80, I don't know, 83.
83.9.
Okay? Okay, so here is, percentile is a number that ranges from 0 to 100, and you use it to figure out how many numbers are less than or equal to that number. It's just a little confusing. Okay, so the best way to look at this is to look at an example. So what you have here, these are scores, midterm scores. There are 20 scores here. 20 scores, and they're arranged least to greatest. If I wanted to know what's the 65th percentile, I'm looking for the score in here that 65% did that value or less. So in other words, what you do, there's 20 scores, and if you're looking for the 65th percentile, you take the number of items you have, 20 values, you multiply it by 65%, and you get 13. So in other words, 13 people scored 65 or below. Not 65, 65% scored below, at or below that value. So the 13th score, if you count this way, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. This is the 13th score. So 65%, the 65th percentile means 65% scored 82% or below. So if 65% scored 82 or below, 35% scored above, so 35% of the class scored above an 82. Does that make sense? So 65% scored below an 82, and 35% scored above an 82. And I should say it includes that number, so 65% scored 82 or lower. So how would you find the 55th percentile? Well, it's the same problem. You've got 20 students, you multiply by 0.55, and you're going to get 11. So you're going to count 11 from the first score. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's the 11th score. So 55% scored a 79 or below. 45% scored above a 79. Does that make sense? And then the last one, the 95th percentile. You're going to take 0.95 and multiply it by 20. And I think you get 18. You get 0.95 times 20. You get 19. You get 19. So what's the 19th score? 98. So 95% of the people, of the students scored a 98 or lower. 5% scored above a 98. And that's how you do percentiles. You'll see percentile scores on your ACT test. So if it says that someone scored, it tells you if you scored within the 55th, then 55% scored that score and lower. Okay, and the difference of that, 100% minus that, they scored higher. Does that make sense? Okay, this is your homework, starting with number 7. Emma, can you turn the thing off?